Hi guys, I hope you have a wonderful day and welcome back. So I am right now wrapping up all the summer crop and I'm so ready to transplant all the fall crops. Fall has been my favorite growing season. I love to growing the green and as well as some brassica. Still have a lot of summer crop in the garden as you guys see here, and especially a lot of peppers, and it's still not ripe yet. So in this video I will be show you guys the process how to ripen your pepper faster, and because I need to get them ripe so I can harvest before transplanting the fall crops. And look at this little papaya. So I think it's probably from the compost that I put in this raised bed. So my plan is I'm going to take that papaya, transplant it into a medium pot and let it grow for a little bit. And then maybe later on in the season, I can transplant it into either a bigger pot or transplant it in ground. For this bean, I will pull out because it's been growing for a while. Harvest quite a lot of beans from these two plants. So we'll pull that out, and this is my long beans that I growing in container. About a couple months ago, I've been harvest quite a bit. So also these also need to remove. So I will be removing all the summer crop except peppers that I wanted to keep it for a couple more weeks until it's all ripe so I can harvest. And for the herbs garden, I also have plans for herbs garden. I may be still growing some parsley, green onion, but I may be transplanted some of the greens, such as bok choys. And for strawberry tower, because of we live in zone 10B, I don't have frosted, and strawberry usually can grow year round here. So this is a garden on the other side, different view. I still have a lot of eggplants. I'm going to pull everything all out as well. And it looks really big, these eggplants, but it's still super tender. And I love grilled eggplants. So I'm going to harvest and pull out. And for the peppers, I'm going to leave it for a couple more weeks until it's all ripe and I can harvest and pull them out. Over here, I still have the longhorn peppers, and this one is really spicy. Not as spicy as a Thai chili, but it's still all green, so I'm just going to leave it as well. And move on to this bed. For water spinach, I'm going to harvest and pull it out, and also the lettuce over here. I will pull them all out and then refill some soil and start growing some more lettuces in this raised bed. And for the peppers right here, this is bell peppers. This is so delicious. It's the meat is so thick and tender, and it's really delicious. But I have to pull them out as well. All of these are eggplants. Those will also need to pull out. Look at that, a lot of eggplants, and these are so delicious. For some reason, the eggplants that you grow in your garden is really tender, and it's the texture it's so different from the store-bought one. And pomegranate, it's changing color now, and I'm so excited. It's growing so big because last season I only pruned a little bit, not as much. And for this raised bed, I have elephant ears. So there's some mushroom spore growing in this bed as well. So I'm thinking of maybe lay some with resistant and then add some new soil. I will show you guys the detail later on. For this raised bed, mosa peppers and peppers for the green bell peppers I will be harvest, but for the sweet banana I will be let it stay here for another couple weeks again until it's ripened. And for tomato, I still decided should I pull out the tomatoes to grow some snappy, because I usually growing snappy to climb on this arch trellis every single year. I may be growing tomato in container over the winter. And this is another raised bed that's full of eggplants. And this eggplant is so delicious. So we're gonna harvest quite a lot of eggplants when I remove everything out. And this is sweet banana. We'll let it stay. So everything will be pulled out except peppers. All right, so let me show you the process on how to quickly ripen your peppers. So as you see here that these serrano plants, the serrano peppers still have a lot of leaf and some tiny branches that producing tiny peppers and flowers. So you want to prune all of them out because you want all the energy to focus on to ripen the peppers instead of growing new shoot, producing more peppers and flowers. So I trim all of those small and also small branches and also remove the leaf. So basically, you only leave branches and peppers. No leaf, no new shoot, nothing. And then your peppers will be ripened in just a couple weeks. All right, guys, so this is 2 weeks later, and the weather start to get cool down a little bit here in Southern California, and most of my peppers also ripe. So today I'm going to harvest them all and pull them all out and ready to transplant some fall crops. So first I need to tackle this raised bed because I have a lot of brassica seedling that I need to transplant. So for this raised bed, it's perfect for brassica. Brassica including broccoli, cauliflowers, cabbages, and they love sun, but they also love cold weather. So for this raised bed, as you guys see here, I'm chopping all of my wing beans and long beans, and I only take the roots out and leaving the scrap, leave it in bed. So if you have compost, you have any wood scrap or vegetable scrap, kitchen scrap, put it on the bottom. And I put in a couple, I think about 2 or 3 bags of new soil and some compost. And for this powder right here is the all-purpose fertilizer and azomite. And I just, fluff it up lightly for mix it with the soil, and then I water it well before I start to transplant some new crops. All right, so this is a seedling, and most are broccoli and cauliflowers. I got the seedling from this round from the nursery, but I take it out and transplant it into these bigger cups to let it grow for a little bit before transplanted. So usually, if you transplant it too shallow, the broccoli and cauliflower is kind of leggy. So make sure when you transplant it, you bury it up to the ground. And for the spacing right here, I did a little bit closer together. You can do the 1 foot square garden bed, or for this one, I would say I space about between 10 to 12 inches. So right now, harvesting some all of the peppers. As you guys see right here, the peppers, it start to get ripen, a lot of them. So some of them are still yellow. I'm going to pickle them. And the one that is ripened, I will be making some chili sauce. And I also will pull out all the eggplants as well today. Also have a lot of you on my Instagrams asking me if I overwinter my peppers. So because of I live in zone 10B, Southern California, I don't have frost date. I can basically leave my peppers in raised bed or in ground if I have enough space. The peppers basically can just grow year round. But in my case, I never overwinter the peppers, but I am sharing some tip on my Instagram. If you guys drop by, I will put the link below on into my account. I have a couple video on how to overwinter the peppers. You can keep the peppers in greenhouse. You take it out, put in a small pot, and then toss it in the greenhouse. And then next summer, you just can transplant it again. And it's very easy if you would like to do that. But for me, I think growing peppers is a little bit easy. So I will, during the spring, that's when I start to sow the pepper seed. Okay, so let's move on to this task. I prune out a lot of the branches, the flowers, around the garden, and I will leave the scrap in my in this raised bed, and then I will fluff him up the soil, taking out all of those big roots. I only leave like small ones and add a little bit more compost and some live worms. So all of these will stay in raised bed, and then I will again the same process. I will add some new soil, some compost, and all-purpose fertilizer and azomite. most of them say that having mushroom growing in a raised bed, it's a good sign that your soil have a lot of nutrient, which is true. But when the mushrooms start growing in fast in your raised bed, they will turn your soil into a mushroom spore, and they will also steal the nutrient from your vegetable. So which is not good. And sometimes they just disturbing the root of the vegetable. So I have to, there's a couple ways that I'm going to do. I maybe need to take all of the soil out. I know that it's impossible to get rid of the mushroom spore. So I maybe have to take out all the soil and clean up raised bed and adding a couple layers of the weed resistant just to slow down the growth. Or another way, I will be lay the weed resistant on the top of the old soil, all the spore, maybe a couple layers. That way, just to slow down the growth of the mushroom, not to um, get rid of them. So I will figure it out and I will update with you guys later on, maybe in the next video. But that is the plan for these four raised bed, and it's just gonna be a lot of work. Okay, so I think that's it for today video. I hope you enjoy, and if you have any questions, drop in the comment below. And if you want to find out more detail on the soil mix, I have a video on my YouTube on how I mix the soil to grow a bigger and healthy vegetable. And I did that same process every single season. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching.